All right, folks. Today I've got Hilda with me, who has an amazing story of caregiving and entrepreneurship that she's willing to share with us. Hilda, thanks so much for being with us today. Let's start with your caregiving story. Tell us a little bit about your background and being a caregiver for your mom.
Thank you, Steve. It's really a pleasure to be here today. I have been in the corporate world for over 30 years. And at some point, because of my mother aging, it was becoming difficult to balance work and life. And I made a decision to retire so that I can spend more time with her and take her to places. There are places she wants to go to that I have not been able to accompany her. And there are things that are done at the 50 plus centers in Howard County that they have great programs, and I have not been able to take her there. So I decided I will retire to take care of
Wow.
that.
What a great daughter. And let's get to know your mom a little bit better in terms of um did she experience any significant healthcare changes? Like did she have a fall or mobility issues, or was she experiencing cognitive impairment? And then also, were you living in the same home or nearby? What did that look like?
Um, as you know, there is wear and tear in the body the same way there is a wear and tear in a car. So over the time, my mother started having pain here, knee pain, arm pain, this pain, that pain, and then we started buying all the supports, working stick, wheelchair, cane. We started buying them one by one, but eventually those became completely not working. My mother lived with me, so I observed her going down slowly
Hmm.
and decided we need to do something. So she went for the first knee surgery and then a first hip surgery. And it was after she did the second knee surgery that things changed completely. And uh,
And
she had
and
to go to
and
the nursing home. And that was
okay.
when the big decision came.
Okay. Now, a lot of our community members are in the same boat where they're helping a loved one, and unfortunately, like none of us want to go to a nursing and rehab center, but sometimes it's the best place for us to get better. Um, Tell us a
Correct.
little bit about your experience with mom, and how did you support and help her when she was living in the nursing home?
So, what actually made her stay longer this time at the nursing home was because she had her second knee surgery, and then without a fall, her femur was completely shattered.
Oh.
So, she had to undergo a complete reconstruction of her femur.
Oh
And
man.
the doctor said, no, no weight on that leg until I say so. So, she spent about 18 months there.
Holy
And her
cow.
life during the 18 months was with the Hoyer lift, they will lift her from the bed, they will put her in a wheelchair. And from the wheelchair, they will use the Hoyer lift, they will put her back in the bed. That was her
Hmm.
life. And she was given
Now,
a goal for exercise.
now the you as a family member supporting her, thankfully she had you. Like, I mean, how often would you visit her at the nursing home throughout that period?
Oh, a lot. I had two children here. We will make meals. We make vegetable juices, carrot juice. So my daughter, on her way to work, she would drop those off. And on my way from work, I'll pick up, what I need to pick up. My son did also the same. So I saw her almost every day.
That's great. And what's heartbreaking to me is that, and this is what I tell people, because I get the question often, what's the best nursing home? And I say, look, the best nursing home is the one that you can visit on a daily basis, or that you can arrange where loved ones network can become a part of that community on a daily basis. It's
Mhm.
heartbreaking to me how many people live in skilled nursing centers, assisted living, and don't have any visitors at all. And you probably saw that firsthand.
Yes, her neighbor, she had maybe two or three neighbors. At least one particular one hardly had visitors
Yeah.
because her children were out of town. And I think one time her daughter came for a few days, and another daughter also from out of town came for another, few days because of their own personal constraints, work,
Mhm.
life, family.
Yeah. And thankfully you and your children and your network were there on a daily basis. You actually become family for her neighbors and a point of contact and reference. So that's an amazing story. Now, I um so I'm really excited to introduce our community to the product that you have invented. And I believe it was through these daily observations in seeing her rehab program there in the nursing and rehab center. Am I correct?
That is very correct.
All right. So, Hilda, mom is in this nursing home. She has hips, knees, a broken femur. I can only imagine that her best friends, other than her neighbors, are basically in the rehab center there, where they're running her through exercises to help get her better and get her mobility back. Uh, was mom an enthusiastic person in rehab, or did she have to be kind of forced to go down there and do the exercises?
No, she was a friend of the nurses and of the staff there. She loves to sing, so they knew her as, she loves to sing, she loves to pray, she loves to watch TV, so they knew her very well. And I want to really give a big shout out to rehab centers. They do a great job.
Oh,
It is a
I
demanding job. They do a great job. We don't always appreciate them. So thank you to all the rehab centers and everybody who works there.
I agree. I mean, it is none of us ever imagined that we would be in a rehab center, but none of us have a crystal ball. And like your mom, this energetic, interesting person had some changes in her health that she had no real control over. And she found herself now living long term in a nursing and rehab center. So tell us a little bit about what the rehab looked like for your mom. And let's dive a little bit into that because this is leading to the invention that you created.
So a typical day for her in the rehab was, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and in between physical therapy. At the beginning, they would pick her up to go to the actual physical therapy section of the rehab. And she was doing okay, but she wasn't strong enough to use the machines there. So the rehab decided to let her slowly rebuild her strength and gave her a ball. And that ball was for her to do seated hip abduction exercises to strengthen her quad, to improve to improve her to improve her strength and balance so that she can walk again. But unfortunately, that ball, when it slips and drops and there was nobody there to pick it up, her workout that day was over. My mother was willing to do her exercise because she wants to get back to her feet. But unfortunately, what she was using was not, did not allow her to complete the exercise. And
And
when I visited her, a family member visited her, the first thing that you hear her say is, please, before you sit down, can you pick up my ball?
so here she is. She wants to do her rehab in her room. She's got, time to do it. She wants to do it, but for, whether she does 1 or 10 reps with the ball, sooner or later it may fall out of her lap or what have you. And if there's not somebody there to get it, she could go an hour or two and she's interrupted her exercise. And you're
Right. And
seeing this time and time again.
and this causes frustration, discouragement.
Hmm.
And you know, I began to wonder how else can she be helped? Because she needed to strengthen the core, she needed to improve her balance. These are the only ways that she's sure she will work again.
Yep.
And in seeing this, but eventually my mother came back home, eventually. And when
Okay.
she came home, the same thing continued. The physical therapies that was coming to the house, encouraged her to use the same ball. And the same pattern continued. And that was why when I went to, I sat with her and I kept, and that particular day I picked up the ball maybe 2 times or 3 times.
Hmm.
And I said, I must do something to fix this. She laughed. And that was how the idea of creating something just for her to make it easier for her to exercise came up.
I love it. And I can't wait to dive in to this invention that you created to help your mom that's now available to help other people. All right, Hilda. So we've got this amazing story that and I hear and I can visualize this problem of these exercise balls rolling all over the nursing and rehab center. Your mom can't be the only person that's dealing with this. And I want to share with folks the your website, which is totalhomephysicaltherapy.com, and it we're going to give folks a little preview of the invention, which is a exercise ball that has this detachable handle to it. There's no way this ball can roll away from anyone. But the exciting thing is that if you look at the explainer video on your website, is that now instead of the ball bouncing away and rolling off, that you've got this multifunctional product with the ball, with a handle, with an exercise band, with a weight that enables a user to do way more exercises than they ever imagined with just a single exercise ball.
That is correct.
Um, and now the I always love getting into the minds of an inventor. Did w when you created your first prototypes, did your mom ever get to use one of your original prototypes?
Unfortunately, the only thing she got to see was what I did in front of her, tying a string to the ball that she was using. That was all she
Okay.
saw. She never got to see the first prototype or the last one, unfortunately. So we decided we cannot stop here. We have to make this available to many more seniors and individuals with limited mobility because I saw many of them in the nursing home. I saw many of them who need this kind of device.
Hmm. And as we can see, like the device, it has a solid handle that can attach to it. It has a exercise band handle, and you have additional weights that you can use. So not only can this be a product that's used for the traditional, hip abduction and things like that, it can actually be a weight. It can be there's you've just expanded the amount of exercises that a traditional exercise ball can be used for. But most importantly, and I think the main problem that you've solved is a ball will roll away from you if you put it down, whereas this one is not going anywhere. And had this existed when your mom was going through rehab, I have no doubt she would have been working out probably 6 or 7 hours out of the day.
Yes, I'll be glad to give you the example of a lady who tested the actual prototype.
Okay.
I sent this to her and I said, this was meant for my mom, but unfortunately she left us too early. Do you want to test it? And when I gave it to her to use for about a week or so, when I went back to get some feedback from her, she said, Hilda, you didn't know this, but I have a ball that I use in bed. And most frequently, that ball slips and rolls away. But your ball, I use it until I'm tired of exercise. I do many repetitions. And when I'm done, I leave it next to me in bed. And in the morning, I do it again. I cannot wait for this product to come to market. So this is what my mother would have experienced.
I
And
love
I'm
it.
glad somebody else is experiencing. And I cannot wait for many more individuals to start using it.
And the best part
And
is they can use it and just like your first user, give you feedback on how it's working and it can evolve from there too. But give us some show us the product there if you will. I mean, it's uh I'd I'd love to kind of can you hold up the ball in front of the camera?
so this is the ball. It's an airless ball. So it does not need to be inflated. It's ready to be used. And it comes with a pole.
It
And
just
to the
screws right
pole, you
in.
attach a handle. Now,
Mhm.
the good thing, see, we have thought through this very well. The good thing is that a person who cannot take more, can only take less than a pound or even less, they can use this as a dumbbell,
Mhm.
for upper body exercises. They can also use this as a dumbbell, a very light dumbbell to just to for blood flow in the in the arms. Now, when the product is assembled, this is what it looks like.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Yep.
you can use this seated in a chair, in a wheelchair, or in bed to perform the seated hip abduction without losing the ball.
Mhm. And then and like you said, there's so many different ways that you can use the product as as weights by, combining and attaching and what have you. I love it. Um I your story is one that's to me that's very inspiring. As an entrepreneur myself, I know how much I've gained by charting my own course and trying to figure out how to fine tune products for and services for individuals and the joy that that's given me, but the personal learning and knowledge. I really commend you for taking the problem that you saw with your mom and creating a solution. Uh, how, how has this journey impacted you? Have I know it can be frustrating some days, but has it been an enjoyable journey?
It has been a wonderful journey, and I am doing this with my two children, adult children, and they are having a ball. And I have colleagues that I left, in the corporate world who are saying, Hilda, I thought you retired. And you're busier than we are. And this has also opened opportunities for me because I have been able to attend some workshops, some training on business trainings, And this summer, the Towson University Startup Program accepted us in their program. So I have been exposed to really a lot of knowledge, and this has been just amazing.
I love it. Um, well, Hilda, this has been an amazing interview. You're a very inspirational figure, and I'm going to make sure to add all the links so that people can try out or buy your product, how to get in touch with you, give you feedback, and I'm excited for our next interview when perhaps we can have some of those people on and hear their stories about how the product has helped them.
Wonderful. And if it's okay, I would just give a message to older people, older adults like me. If there is anything that you don't understand or you wonder, can we do it differently? You can be the inventor.
I love it. Man, this has been so great. Thanks so much, Hilda.
Thank you.